a widening reason your own foundation hoards a hollow earth from you, and in 2022 in Jaipur, India, it opened a mouth wide enough to swallow a 3-story building in under 10 seconds. You're standing on solid ground right now. That's the lie. Beneath your feet, water and stone are negotiating a slow betrayal, and your house is the collateral. Every foundation you've ever trusted was built on an assumption that the dirt below stays where it is. In Jaipur, that assumption died on a Tuesday morning. A street cracked, then it dropped. Cars, motorbikes, a chai stall, gone into a pit 20 feet deep like the city itself had exhaled and its skin caved in. No warning siren, no slow tilt, just floor, then void. And the terrifying part isn't the hole, it's that nobody in that neighborhood knew it was coming. Not one resident, not one engineer. The ground had already surrendered, it just hadn't told anyone yet. Here's the first piece of the loop, and it's the one that should unsettle you most. The hollowing didn't start with the collapse. It started decades earlier, and it started because of something humans dug on purpose. Beneath Jaipur's older districts run tunnels, hundreds of them, some barely wider than a man's shoulders, carved by illegal miners chasing soapstone and marble seams close to the surface. For years, crews worked at night, hollowing out chambers directly under homes, under roads, under schoolyards, and refilling nothing behind them. Officially, the mining stopped. Unofficially, the tunnels stayed, empty, unsupported, patient. Groundwater pumping made it worse. As aquifers drained for a growing city's thirst, the water that once buoyed the rock from below vanished too, and the tunnels lost their last silent partner holding the ceiling up. What's left is a city built on a skeleton with hollow bones, and nobody has an X-ray. You'd think there'd be signs. There usually are, and this is where it gets stranger. Weeks before the Jaipur collapse, residents reported something small, hairline cracks fanning across courtyard tiles, doors that suddenly wouldn't close flush, a well that ran dry overnight for no clear reason. Nobody connected it. Cracked tile gets patched. A stuck door gets planed down. A dry well gets blamed on the monsoon being late. Each sign alone looks like ordinary wear, the kind of thing your own house shows you every year and you ignore without a second thought. That's the trap. Sinkholes don't announce themselves with a warning. They announce themselves with 100 tiny, deniable clues that your brain is wired to file away as nothing. The ground doesn't lie to you. You just don't speak its language. Remember that hollow-boned skeleton beneath the old city. Here's how it finally gave way, and it's more mechanical, more mathematically inevitable than anything you'd call an accident. A mined-out chamber can hold its shape for years if the rock above it is dry and rigid, arching like a stone bridge over nothing. Add water and the equation flips. Monsoon runoff seeped down through surface cracks that had gone unnoticed for months, saturating the tunnel roof, turning rigid stone into something closer to wet sugar. The weight above didn't change. The strength holding it up did. Engineers call this roof failure, a term so clinical it hides what actually happens, which is a slow-motion give, then a sudden one. For hours, maybe days, the ceiling of that tunnel was sagging by fractions of a millimeter, invisible to anyone walking the street above. Then it crossed a threshold. Not a large one, the difference between holding and collapsing was likely a single heavy rainstorm, one extra ton of saturated soil the arch could no longer distribute. The chamber let go all at once, and because Jaipur's tunnels connect and branch beneath multiple blocks, the failure didn't stay contained. It propagated, one collapse pulling the support out from under the tunnel beside it, domino-style, underground, invisible, until the surface above simply ran out of floor. Rescue crews pulled survivors from rubble that had been a functioning street 90 seconds earlier. Below them, structural surveys later found the tunnel network extended under at least 6 more residential blocks, chambers still standing, still hollow, still wet. This is not a Jaipur problem, it's a blueprint. Any city sitting on old mine workings, karst limestone, or drained aquifers is running the same silent countdown. Mexico City, Guatemala City, parts of Florida, entire regions of China have all logged sudden ground failures traced to the identical cause. Something removed from below, nothing replacing it, water doing the rest. The infrastructure maps that should track these voids are often decades out of date, built before satellite radar could even detect subsurface sagging. Which means the hollow space under your own street, if one exists, isn't necessarily marked on any document a city inspector has ever opened. The ground keeps records humans stopped keeping. So the survey teams went back into Jaipur's tunnel network with radar, mapping every remaining chamber, red flagging 6 new zones as active collapse risk. But radar only sees what's already hollow. It can't tell you how wet this year's monsoon will make the ceiling above the next one. Somewhere under a street you've never heard of, a chamber is holding its shape right now, by a margin nobody has measured. The only question left is which storm finds it first.